Welcome back to another exciting episode of Stacker News Live. I'm Car. This is my BFF Keyan.
We just got back from getting fake tans, if you can't tell from the video.
How was your week, Keyan?
I think it was good. I think that's what my laptop screen died on my MacBook that I've had for like less than 2 years, which is super depressing because all the other Macs that I had, they outlasted pretty much, my need for them. Like they began to get slow and not be able to keep up with like newer applications. That's how it was. But this one just died, like the screen stopped working. Yeah, which is sad times for Apple users, I think.
Yeah.
How was your week?
It was good. We just announced Top Builder. We'll talk about that in the show. We've been working really hard to get that going. Really hilarious video that Logan and the guys made. We got more stuff coming, and just working on Top Builder. Talking to a lot of them next week, so we'll see. But yeah, you ready for Christmas?
Oh boy, am I ready! I'm ready for some chestnuts.
Do you have a fireplace?
I wish I had a fireplace. If I had a fireplace, if someone gets me, if a stacker out there sends me a fireplace,
wow, look at you!
I will roast chestnuts.
Roast chestnuts over an open fire. Cool. If you've never seen the show before, this is called Stacker News Live. We cover the top 5 stories on Stacker News, the front page of Bitcoin, voted by you, the stackers, not by me, not by Keyan.
Well, we vote, don't we?
Sometimes I don't. I'm busy.
You boost your own stuff.
No, I don't. Look, I voted for that Replit one right there. That's what I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to say.
Car votes occasionally.
Hey, I gotta stack these sats. But if you never see the show, take a listen. We don't know what we're talking about. Sometimes we do. Sometimes we don't. But you know what? Hey, we're doing this for fun. There was a stacker complaining in the community Stacker Saloon. He was like, wait till this happens. And I was like, dude. We've been doing this. This is 99th episode, Keyan. 99 episodes. We've been doing this when no one was watching. Remember when there used to be 0 people watching? Now there's like 5 people watching. So we're going to keep doing it.
That's right. We got a whole, next year we might have 6 people watching it. You watch out, Bitcoin.
Cool. The first top story of the week is Liquid is not a scaling solution. This is from Mr. Ben Carmen. December 17th, Bitcoin post, 82 comments, 13,000 sats. Keyan, what is this?
Yeah, so Ben decided to write about Liquid. Liquid has been getting a little more attention recently because on-chain fees are so high. And Liquid looks a lot like Bitcoin in terms of the use cases it serves, in addition to some others because it has different opcodes. But a lot of people are like, well, why don't we just use Liquid? It has lower fees. And, so Ben is kind of chiding people for maybe coming to that conclusion, saying more or less that Liquid will eventually face the same issues that Bitcoin does should it become quite popular, because fundamentally it's still a blockchain. Fundamentally, block space is still scarce on Liquid, given that it's a blockchain, and instead, puts forward that given the trust model that Liquid has, a blockchain isn't necessary, and because the trust model is quite identical. I mean, practically identical to Fedimints, and Fedimints do away with a blockchain, and in that they kind of gain better scaling is the argument that Ben makes in the post, and so overall, I think a good thing to bring up, and I'm sure lots of people disagree. I mean, there are many ways to disagree with Ben's post. You could argue that Liquid at any point could adopt bigger blocks. It could, make arbitrary changes faster, perhaps as fast, if not faster, than a Fediment. It also has many of it, blockchains aren't without benefit. Obviously, that's many of us like on-chain Bitcoin for a reason, because it's like, you can always, the state is all viewable and verifiable and all of that. So there's many sides to this.
Just for the stackers at home, Keyan, real quick, like just let the stackers know, like, what is the Liquid network? Like, just in basic terms.
Liquid network is like a side chain, and it was originally, in my understanding, it was originally thought to maybe be more of like a trustless sidechain mechanism and assumed that certain opcodes might make their way into Bitcoin that never did. And to get going on Liquid, instead what they did was they adopted a federated model for its consensus design. And it does like a one-to-one peg of Bitcoin to Liquid Bitcoin, and you can put your Bitcoin on. You can trade your Bitcoin onto Liquid Bitcoin for Liquid Bitcoin, and get your Liquid Bitcoin off for Bitcoin. But that's basically the idea, and it has a lot of similar functionality to Bitcoin itself, in addition to like things like covenants. It also has the confidential transactions that I'm not sure exactly how they work, but it more or less does what it says. It's like a really neat experiment, but there was also a tweet from John Cavallo that got kind of popular on Stacker News that said Liquid is Bitcoin on Liquid is not Bitcoin. It's fundamental. It's like a different asset, even if it is pegged to Bitcoin. It's still a different asset, and it's worth pointing that out.
We got a Dear Whisper with the top comment. He says, Liquid allows me to stack enough sats to eventually swap to the base chain and have large UTXOs in a way that Lightning can't. For now, it works in a way that I need, and I'm happy with that. It's just a tool in the toolbox. If usage of it were to grow, it could at least absorb some fee pressure from the base chain. You're right, though. It's not a long-term scaling solution. Really curious to see how Fediment works in practice. Saw it was used this year at a conference and looked pretty cool. Time will tell there. As for covenants, still need to research it myself. Is there a covenant proposal that doesn't require a hard or soft fork? What about BitVM? Not technical enough to understand that stuff. You have anything on that, Keyan?
No, not really. I think the covenant stuff, you do need a soft fork for any of the, as far as we know, to get covenants on Bitcoin, you do need a soft fork. I don't know of any proposals for...
Looks like there's a Liquid community. I would check it out if you have any other questions, but looks like there's a whole community dedicated to this stuff.
Yeah, there's building on, I think it's called Build on Bitcoin, is a block stream run community where they have communities focused on Core Lightning, Liquid, I think Greenlight, a variety of their products there.
Yeah.
Really, really nice community.
Yeah, then we got Nifty. She's in the comments. She said the first ARC prototype will be launching on Liquid. It's designed to scale blockchain accounting methods. Sure, it's different than eCash, but it's good proof that there are benefits to sidechains for pioneering new scaling solutions. They're able to build a prototype there precisely because Liquid is a blockchain. They're doing it on Liquid and not on the main chain because Liquid supports more opcodes in the main chain, specifically ones that allow for spend commitments. And then she puts the covenants in... Yeah. And then we got Tony coming up right underneath there, says, just like Litecoin, huh? Question mark. Or ETH, Solana, etc. It's funny watching everyone come full circle from 2016, 2017 days of S-Coins. ARC has to launch somewhere, not on Bitcoin, because they'd be completely wrecked trying to make a transaction every 5 seconds to give the illusion that it's quote unquote instant. And then Nifty comments and then
yeah, I think going. I don't know. I don't know what point is I think Nifty's point is pretty good in that liquid is almost like it's almost like the arguments that Paul Stork makes for drive chains, where it'll serve as a test bed and allow us to do like experiment with things before they might go into production in Bitcoin Core, say. And because it has a lot of properties and still has enough usage and has enough activity, you can kind of get a much better sense of what it might look like in Core running on Liquid than you would, say, on a developer's machine alone. Yeah. So
I would encourage more of this type of write-up from developers. Like, just share your opinions and see what comes out of it. It's good for people like me who are just like, on the sidelines watching everything. But it's also just really gets it kind of fleshed out to see the back and forth. I think it's really cool.
It is cool. Yeah. I always enjoy reading these because it's a nice, because what happens with developers like Ben who've been in the space a long time and understand a lot of this stuff is they'll all this information will pass through their mind and it'll get translated into
Yeah, you'll get dumb people like me translating it for you, and that's what you don't
All
want.
of us left bell curve people, we can't see over the curve to people like Ben on the right side, but he'll
That's why
climb
it's
up
important.
the curve.
I would love to hear a
shows.
Fetty one and an Arc one. If you got it in you, Ben, that'd be cool. Cool. The next top story is Fountain 1.0 has arrived. This is from Mary Oscar, December 21st. Podcast post, 50 comments, 50K boost, baby, 17,000 sats.
Yeah, this is. I mean,
Look at that. That's beautiful.
Yeah, I know Oscar has been working really.
I don't see Stacker News up there, but
hard on this one.
it's okay.
Stacker News Live. Yeah, we should talk to.
I know.
I think it was clearly an oversight.
Clearly an oversight
on Oscar's part. But
I
I had talked to Oscar, and he was really like a little earlier, a week or two ago, and he was really excited about this release, and it's cool to see
gorgeous,
it
man.
finally come out. I've gotten so used to the old view. It still maintains quite a bit of similarity to the old view, but it's been pretty significantly overhauled with a lot of new, a lot of smoothness to the features, the clip making. And yeah, it's cool to see the product continue to grow and like really dig the channel of its vision out. For a period of time I wasn't using Fountain very much, but I'm gonna switch back and go and use it a little more. I just hadn't been listening to podcasts, so
it's really good. The interesting thing I didn't know. Yeah, so he partnered with Strike. I guess they were on Zebedee, weren't they? At some point in 21 or 22?
I think they're still using Zebedee for the custodial wallet.
So what do they partner with Strike on this for?
They're partnering with Strike for the
deposit,
the buying.
Oh, nice.
You buy Bitcoin. You can buy Bitcoin now in the app. Before they were
Wait,
using,
you can buy Bitcoin now in the app?
Yeah, to use to be able to do your boosts and stuff. Yeah, that's like.
Is that cool with Apple, or have you checked in with Tim?
I assume Tim's fine with it.
Oh,
I hear he likes Bitcoin, but I think before they had a similar integration with Pay with Moon, but it looks like Strike has decided to provide this service.
Nice.
I think they're also providing a similar service in Primal currently, in addition to other things that
Cool.
I don't know if I can say.
Got the top comment from Gray Ruby. Says, very nice, checking it out now. Really nice, but I would prefer is my latest episodes were at the top in library and all the other categories I can select from underneath. And then Mary Oscar says, we've had this feedback during beta. We're going to add way to customize the top section. So if you want, you can have all of them behind a menu. Really cool, man.
Yeah, a lot of stackers.
Congrats, Oscar. Congrats, the whole team at Fountain. Keep building. Keep building, baby.
All the guys across the pond, Bitcoiners across the pond. They're everywhere.
Yeah, come to Austin. It'd be awesome to see him. The next top story is Replit CEO considers replacing site currency cycles with Lightning payments. This is a Bitcoin post from a Mr. Max A. Webster 20 hours ago. 17 comments, 25K boost, baby, 4,000 sats. Keyan, what is this?
Yeah, so Replit, I think it was maybe earlier this year, maybe even last year, they released a bounty program where if you wanted some software to be developed, you could put up a bounty on Replit and you could pay for that software development with Replit cycles, which are...
It's a token?
It's not exactly... I would call it more like a credit or like an endgame currency is more the way it operates, more like an airline mile.
Is it on Liquid? Is it on Liquid?
No, a token has like a blockchain or something. This is just simply like an airline mile or a credit card point, something like that, where you can with these cycles you can buy compute service. You can buy like services from Replit itself. Let's say you're running services on Replit. Okay. There's a lot of and from Car.
I'm just very like
I know, but there's no underlying like altcoin or anything. It's simply an endgame currency, and I thought that was kind of depressing because I was expecting, because I know Amjad is a Bitcoiner and I was expecting them to actually come out with Bitcoin paying bounties.
To me, I think they used it for a conference here in Austin. I forget which one it was, but it was just so, yeah.
The cycles part, or
I don't shouldn't say anything, but I think it just yeah, man, just go all in, bro. Go all in to Bitcoin.
Yeah, I
leave
think
this fiat currency behind, these tokens, whatever they are.
they're not tokens.
Just go all in, Ahmad.
I mean, I think this
is it Ahmad?
Amjad.
Amjad. Just go all in, Amjad.
Anyway, I think this was like, I think something they could do that's fairly easy and doesn't
Super simple.
doesn't have, I mean, not the Bitcoin stuff specifically, just to underscore the Replit cycles thing. I think it was like the easiest thing that they could ship was Replit cycles, because now the big problem with them introducing Bitcoin and Lightning for a company their size is complying with regulations, because once they introduce Bitcoin and Lightning, they become a money transmitter. They have to start KYCing
so you're saying maybe
people.
That's what it is?
Yeah, that's a big hurdle for.
Well, that's a good point then.
Application.
I take it all back.
Applications integrating the stuff, and Replit cycles have none of that problem because it operates.
He was on Marty's pod. He was on TFTC. I think like maybe 6 months ago. I never went back.
He is a Bitcoiner.
I'll go back and watch it.
He's he's a very smart, like, industrious.
Yeah, it just
dude.
sucks, man. AML, what's it? Money transmitter license.
Yeah, I mean, it's just serving. I mean, I think they should still move ahead with this. I suspect shortly. I mean, I saw Jack Mahler's in the replies to this tweet.
Why can't he just like leverage Strike or Zebedee or something like that?
I suspect Jack Mahler's was shortly after that in Amjad's DMs, and so they're probably
make it happen, Jack.
I would guess that is going to be the route that they take, because they're going to
make it happen, Jack.
Integrate with.
Yeah, it's just so sad to see a Bitcoiner tied to the fiat mode, and just unleash that. That's what I would say. We got the top comment from Coob. Whoa, this is you. This would be huge. I thought they were doing exactly this when bounties first launched. This is a win-win. You have to buy into Replit ecosystem to be incentivized to pursue bounties as is. Giving people real money will encourage so many more people to begin building on Replit. You know this. You know this.
I think they will. I think
you're doing it.
I think they'll just come right in. I mean, they'll be
this guy. He should be reaching out to you, Coob.
I've spent a little bit of time on Replit building, and I don't have like as a more seasoned programmer. I like to program things on my computer, but I know a lot of other devs like to program in the browser.
Reach out to this guy,
and so
he can tell you all about it.
And they might not be using Replit right now for no good reason. And if they start being able to earn real money while they're using it, I don't see why they wouldn't build on Replit versus
100%
using some other
100%. Shyfire underneath you says a close friend got a bounty merge in Core and he was KYC'd 6 ways to Sunday. Seems kind of dumb. Hopefully Replit are not the first to make the switch. Agreed. At huge. Replit is an amazing company. It's from Shyfire.
I wonder what Shyfire is actually, because it sounds like he's talking about something getting merged into Bitcoin Core.
And then he says KYC 6 ways to Sunday,
yeah,
which is a very provocative.
Who is KYCing? Who is proposing bounties for Bitcoin Core, and then who is KYCing?
6 ways to Sunday. Yeah, it's a lot of mystery there. Anyway, great post from Max. Jump on to the next one. The next top story is Bitcoin is not just a black hole, it has a far brighter future. This is from David W. December 21st. Bitcoin post, 19 comments, 20,000 sats. Baby boy.
Yeah. David does these great long write-ups, and this one.
See how I bookmarked it? Because I already know I'm going to read this later.
Oh, right. Sure.
David W. just has
pretending to use bookmarks.
Just straight shots,
This is so he's basically trying to argue that black hole might not be the right metaphor for Bitcoin, and it's interesting to argue about metaphors because it's really hard to say which metaphor. I mean, I don't think you can come to a real conclusion of which metaphor is better. But
what's all those lines? All those lines are. That's what I was looking at. Like, what are all the lines there? Is that supposed to show it's?
That's a plane. Yeah, it shows it as a plane because, like, imagine those lines weren't there.
Where's the other? Are we not in like 4 dimensions?
No, this is 3 dimensions.
3 dimensions. Okay.
Yeah, but this is that's like space time. That's typically how you see space time represented. This is an artist rendition of space time. Anyway, he's making the argument that the use of black hole to describe Bitcoin might be insufficient and might be actually not great, and instead we should maybe use another metaphor, and he uses it to also introduce us to a concept of white holes, which are exactly what the name suggests, which is like the opposite of a black hole, where things are spreading out of an origin very fast. And he likes that metaphor better for what Bitcoin does. I would read the post and come to your own conclusions, but either way, debating over metaphors, which neither of which are going to map onto Bitcoin perfectly well, is an interesting vehicle.
I like how he quotes all these influencers, though. Look at that. They all say the same thing. Interesting. What's this supposed to be? I guess that's the distribution.
No, that's a price graph. That's like a way to graph the price.
Interesting.
That's kind of a cool way to graph the price.
But there's a lot there.
Yeah.
David Delby with a monster post. Gosh, where does it end? Oh, there it goes. Gray Ruby, top comment. Black hole is still a good analogy, slowly sucking in capital from everything around it and compress it into a single dense asset. Also, we don't know the mechanics of what happens inside a black hole as the physics we know break down. This is similar to the unknown other side of hyper-Bitcoinization. Maybe it is simply a matter of phases. Currently, we are in a black hole phase, but as we reach the singularity, hyper-Bitcoinization, a white hole forms on the other side. Energy is distributed to a new system. That sounds beautiful, man.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, it's poetry. Cool. You got anything else to add on this?
I'll
check it out.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I think when you're trying to draw comparisons or you're trying to make metaphors, it's scoped. Like I think when people talk about Bitcoin as a black hole, they're mostly talking about
everything.
The not everything, but the interest of people in the asset and the fact that it's going to absorb capital like a black hole. A white hole doesn't really absorb capital. So in that, like, if the metaphor is scoped, a white hole is not maybe the best metaphor for capital getting accumulated.
I feel like there should be like a little opening introduction with like, what's a black hole? What's a white hole?
I think, well, I don't know. It depends on how you write, but I prefer. There like David Perel. One of his like principles is don't insult the reader's intelligence. I think most people are familiar with what a black hole is, and so you don't want to. I personally wouldn't want to go through a thing where they explain, at a zap.
Thank you for not insulting me, David. You can get zapped now. No, David's been dropping some bangers on here. I love it.
He has.
This is the final top story. I think the final top story of the week is name one conspiracy theory you believe in, one you don't. This is a history post, December 18th from Ketford. 191 comments. 191, dude. This is the most I've ever seen in my entire life. Yes, it is. What's the higher?
We've had like nearly 300 in like the saloon.
That doesn't count. The saloon doesn't count.
Does count.
That's just walk buyers.
No, dude.
What's the highest comment for a post?
You can go to Top Forever and check out the number of comments.
We'll check at the end of the show. I'm guessing this is like top 3.
It's probably up there. I mean, I think people really. One of the reasons why conspiracy theories are such a thing is
because Bitcoiners love them.
It's not just Bitcoiners. It's everyone is attracted to finding out something that other that have exclusive information about something.
Okay, let's jump into this. Keyan, what is this about?
Well, I mean, it is what it says in the title. It asks everyone what's a conspiracy theory they believe and when they don't. A lot of people chimed in with the JFK thing. I think it's pretty well established now that there is funny business going on with JFK's assassination. I would tend to actually agree with that one. The more interest, and then some, people deviate from that. We just saw one where, someone's like more carnivore diet and believes that's the kind of thing. Another person says, what's one that they don't believe? One of them said that they didn't believe that all vaccines were dangerous. And so there's quite a little bit of meat there. And then the ones you don't believe are also pretty interesting. I think Siggy said that he he believes nearly all of them, and I think a lot of other people tend to agree. How about you? Well,
let's read the top one. Let's read the top one because this is.
Okay.
Yeah, let's give it to the stackers. So, Primitive had the top one. He said, "One theory I believe: the two main political parties in the United States of America are private organizations beholden to its corporate structure, captured the government long ago, and has since also captured the election system. They work in collusion as organizations to continue their duopoly upon the most powerful nation on the planet. World War III started decades ago, maybe with the war on terror, and the two parties are terrified they will lose their stranglehold on the world hegemony.
So this I would call
with what seems like continued failures in every country. We regime change to save them from oppression. One theory, I do not believe God gave Moses the 10 Commandments." And then he goes on, and then everybody else jumps in. What do you think about that one, Keyan?
Oh, it was the point. The thing I was going to say is that one theory I believe is basically the military-industrial complex, like conspiracy theory.
What's that one?
That's the one where the government has gotten in bed with the military industry, and they are married, and they're very hard to strip apart because the government effectively, by marrying the military industry, has given the military industry the ability to
did anybody bring that one up, or did you bring that up?
Have the powers to kill people, and so it's really hard to take that power back once you've given it, because any attempt to take it back would lead to your death.
That makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting stuff.
Do you have a conspiracy theory you believe?
Well, I think we talked about it the last time. I think one that I don't believe is the one that you were trying to show me on Thanksgiving. You remember that one?
You don't believe in UFOs?
No, I don't believe in the one that you're like.
You don't believe in that specific.
The way you were kind of showing it to us, and I was just like, I don't believe that. I really don't. I also think, I definitely think the moon landing was real. I do think that. The JFK assassination, I'm not entirely sure. I wasn't born during that time. I don't know how it played out. So, but even the same thing with the moon landing. Who knows, man?
You could study them. There's decent
historical but will you ever really know unless you live through it? Like 9/11, I feel like I have a better understanding of what happened on 9/11.
What's your view of
Same thing with COVID, because I lived through it. I have a better.
What's your view of 9/11?
I don't know. I honestly don't know, dude. I really don't know. Because at the time, I remember thinking it was all real. And then 3 or 4 or 5 years later, those movies came out, and then everybody was watching them in college and stuff, right? Remember that? But then again, how do we know that's not Russian propaganda or something? So it's just who knows, man? Just focus on the future, Keyan.
Okay.
I don't know. That's just my belief. Still good. Still a good post, though. Way to go, Keford. What's one you do believe? Oh, you said the military. And which one that you don't believe?
I certainly don't believe the flat Earth one.
Oh yeah, that's easy. Yeah.
I don't think I believe that UFO one either, but I do think they're interesting to look at. I don't. I think the moon landing was probably real, although I don't really. I think there might be reason to believe What
about the 9/11 or the COVID stuff? Do you think that was?
The 9/11 stuff, I think, I actually don't know. I know there is some weird stuff going on there. I don't think the government planned to kill people, but I think they might. I
really don't. Yeah.
It's really hard to believe, but I can't know. And then as far as the COVID thing, I think similarly, I don't think it was deliberately released or anything. I think my wildest version that is hard to confirm. And it's still, relatively not that wild, is that we were doing, experiments on viruses and gain-of-function research in various labs throughout the United States for kind of good reason, although it, maybe shouldn't have been done, and it escaped. And that's my theory on.
Yeah, I think the COVID thing's really interesting because I think that one just feels like dominoes falling all at the same time. You have one domino and it falls, and then all these other ones fall into place because there's just hierarchy and everything kind of funnels down. And that one was really interesting. But the only really interesting thing about that was the whole like they were talking about it in like December and stuff. I remember that specifically. That's the only thing that kind of stands out. Well, they were talking about it in December of 2020, and then even in Davos they were talking about it, and they were already kind of priming for it. That's the only thing that I remember thinking was just like, oh, that's weird.
Well, it actually, I mean, COVID, the initial events for COVID happened at the end of 2020. I believe it was like fall of 2020 is when it initially escaped.
The other thing was really interesting, and I won't call anybody out, but at that time there was a lot of golden parachutes happening for CEOs of Fortune 500 companies at that time. And I remember thinking like, whoa, what is going on? So yeah, there's that. Anyways.
You heard it from Car, guys. Golden parachutes.
Hey man, I did the research back then.
Fortune
now we're going to jump into our top stories of the week. I just want to bring this one up. Alby Extension 3.5 update. It works on mobile browsers now. So take a look. It says, guys, please welcome our latest release. Firefox enabled extension support. Yeah. Everything here. It looks like it works on Firefox on mobile too.
Yeah, Firefox mobile, which I know a lot of Android users use, and then also any ungoogled, I guess, Chromiums.
Nice. I'll check that out. And then check that out this weekend. And then next top story I want to bring up: introducing ghost addresses, a lightning address for every node. This is from Amboss Tech, December 21st, 26 comments, 16,000 cents. Did you see this post?
I did see this. I thought this was a kind of a... I didn't really understand why they chose to do it this way.
Well, it looks like it's just on ThunderHub. Yeah, he goes, where is it at? It was here. Yeah, setting up is really easy. Just update to a ghost-enabled version of ThunderHub. Claim your ghost address, and you're ready to start receiving payments directly to your node. I don't know. What does that look as far as privacy? Does that make it less private, Keyan?
Well, the thing, if you just look at their image here, what it suggests is happening is that Amboss is providing the pre-image to the person receiving, and I guess that's a feature of Phantom payments. If you go and you read the LDK posts, Phantom payments are not for an integration with a third party, and they're for a person who trusts the Phantom payment provider, like within their own infrastructure. It's a way to like scale and load balance node payments. In this way, it looks like Amboss has like kind of assumed a different trust model with them, and so I'm not exactly sure what the trade-offs here. But based on this image here, at least, it suggests that Amboss is generating the pre-image, which is the thing that you need to kind of take money. Or claim money, and so that's seems to not be good. Given that you could probably, I think you could do this another way by simply requesting an invoice from the payee. But I don't. These guys are smart. They probably looked at that solution and decided not to do that for some reason. But I don't actually know. I haven't looked too deep into it. It seems like people have a lot of opinions in the comments.
Yeah, you got Boise Champion. Top comment says, this might be the final nail in the coffin, actually getting my first node. So bullish. We got Thon. Can you explain it like I'm 5? What does this mean? And then we got Ben Carmen. Seems a very weird way to do this and have Amboss generated the pre-image of the payment. Then we have an ANON post. Keep in mind that Amboss benefits when you download ThunderHub, as it includes functionalities that transmit confidential data to Amboss, which is then shared with external entities. I need to talk to Jessica. I need to get him on the pod again. It's been about a year, so
yeah,
can ask him all these questions. He's always very like forthright and always willing to be transparent about all this. That's what I love about Jessica and that team at Amboss. It's like they're never not telling you the truth. As hard as you don't want to, like he's not gonna not tell you the truth, which I like about that. So there's transparency there, but yeah, we'll see how it shakes out. The other top story I wanted to bring was Top Builder, baby. We announced this, Keyan.
I saw that.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this amazing website that BTC Retriever made. Can you believe it?
I like all the animations.
Yeah, dude, he's so good, man. Look at that. It'll be on the
Wait,
March.
you should have had a pile of cash in the center and not Bitcoin, right? Because you said it's
It's
fiat.
Bitcoin.
It's fiat. It's rewarding fiat, isn't it?
Hey man, we're a small little
just kidding.
startup.
I'm just kidding.
We're trying to.
I'm just giving you crap. This kind of crap.
Everybody
you would
thinks
give.
like we're like super rich.
If this was someone else's project, you'd be like, oh, why are they giving fiat?
I
What are
never
these-
said that.
What are these fiat-minded
Hey,
Bitcoin startups?
So this is cool. You come and build, get 15K in Bitcoin. You have a chance to win. We have like 14, 17 people that I'm meeting with next week already in the first week. So I imagine if you haven't signed up, you should probably sign up. Like it's gonna be full. This is the video that
welcome back.
Logan made, but
Got Johnny Laser.
what did you think of this
over
video,
here.
Keyan?
Crypto for life.
I thought it was good. I thought I'm
cream of the
looking
crop.
forward to more of it. I thought the guys did great.
So we'll be dropping more of this stuff. Sorry for the loud noise in your thing. We got Nifty as a judge. We got Kelly as a judge, and more judges to be announced. Look at that. We got Keyan. What as a mentor?
I didn't agree to this, but that's me before I had a beard.
Anyways.
Before I got this sweet fake tan I have right now.
Cool. Anyways, check it out. January 13th is the last day to register. Cool. The other one, the last one is just this one. I wrote a first look post on Wavlake. You know, I don't feel like they get enough attention, to be honest, dude. And they're making like a really cool app. It's in test flight right now. We covered them back in early 2022 when, you know, they were still kind of finding their footing. But dude, I've been listening to it like every morning when I wake up just to like get it going. Really cool stuff, man. We did a pod with Sam and Mike on it. If you listen to it, it's a really good pod about founders. And yeah, man, on test flight, check it out. It's
I think any Bitcoin music lover should be
all over this.
Yeah, all the like super deep on Wavlake. I know these guys are working really hard, and it's just getting better and better and better. So check it out.
Check it out, wavlake.com. And then we're gonna jump into some meta. Keyan, what is this?
This is it's just a bunch of little bug fixes. So you would upload an image and it would be crooked. And so we fixed that. That was because we had like a privacy thing that removed the orientation info. Bitcoin Pub Dev went and improved on the nostr cross posting stuff. So that's a lot better now. We improved the downzap UI. A lot of people were pretty confused by that. So we went ahead and did that. You can now get on-chain fees in the price carousel at the top. And because those are kind of things. And then the footnotes work much better because we have some people using quite a few footnotes, and they sucked before, and now they work better. So that's good. That's pretty much it. Just
good job,
stuff. Man. Yeah, that's right. Round of applause, guys.
Yeah, we got to zap. We got to zap this guy right here. Look at him.
Zap the plug.
Hardest working pleb that I know.
Zap him.
Look at this guy.
Zap him.
Never stops. Never stops building. Cool. And then we got, I want to jump into territories. Let's just kind of go. These are some territories I found. I think this one's hilarious. This is a territory to discuss our dogs and cats and other pets. It's from Siggy47. 5 sat posts. So
I love that.
But look at this. He starts, personally, I would like to see more stackers post pics of their pets.
That was great, Ruby.
This looks like a dog named Ginger or something. And then we got this one. This looks like more like a cat named Harold, right?
Oh, is this like something you like to do? Is where you give
just look at dogs?
you give pets names.
Yeah, this looks like a dog named Rex.
Rex. Okay,
This one looks like a dog named
it's a cat though.
Chalupa.
Chalupa. That's a long name. Maybe you call him Chappy.
Yeah.
For sure.
Anyways, check this one out. Then we got another one, Oracle. Look at this. It's from Zekias, territory dedicated to predictions.
Really into oracles.
This is the one that Tony dropped in, the Manifold one. Did you take a look at this? Boom. Play money markets, real world accuracy.
Boom.
This looks cool.
Yeah.
Zap it. Zap it.
I think they do Bitcoin stuff.
And then we have new territories. More territories have launched. Look at this. Value for value education. That's a new territory.
We have like 50.
We got a virtual reality territory now.
Oh, I didn't even see that one.
We have a culture territory. That's cool. A memes territory.
Too many territories.
I've been dropping a lot in the podcast territory. Like I'm just slinging them in the podcast
that
territory.
went to Oscars naturally.
We got a chess territory now. We have a bid devs territory now. Look at that.
That one's done by none other than Nifty.
We have a health territory now, and I think
that might
that's
be Ben.
I think that's it. Oh, a libertarian territory. Look at that.
Yeah.
And a lit devs, a lit devs too. What
that one's
heck?
also a Nifty special.
And then this one, where's the other one? Plebeian market territory. So yeah, a lot of new territories popping up this week. Check them out if you want your own territory. You got to pay for it.
The drop down.
Got to pay for it.
Drop down is getting a little crowded. Maybe.
Yeah. How are you gonna clean this up?
I don't know. You guys will have to wait and see.
Hopefully it just becomes like a black hole. You just get sucked in the territories.
Maybe a white hole.
Ooh, a white hole. Just a universe.
Bleach it. Bleach that black hole.
Whoa, I got showtime.
I didn't mean anything gross.
Let's jump into the top stackers of the week. Keyan, who we have on super stat segment.
Super stat segment. We have top stacker Siggy, always at the top. I don't know. That's a lot of sats he stacked this week. Undisciplined, also at the top. David, me.
David, David's killing it, man.
Yeah, David.
Bird Eye. This is new or no? Is this new, the Bird Eye?
Oh, no. Bird Eye's been stacking for a couple months now. Pretty hard. Capford, Grey Ruby, Jonas.
Zap him. You got to zap Bird Eye. How can you not zap Bird Eye?
Zap.
Legend. Capford. Yeah, Capford's another one. Zap him. Zap Capford. Dude, we need to make follows, man, so I can just follow these guys.
You can subscribe.
Jonas, even Jonas, man. Look at this guy. He's ruthless. He's just out there pumping out posts. We forgot to mention all the chain code stuff they got launched. Dude, so much quality stuff they got launched this week.
Yeah, the chain code stuff is really cool. Man, dude. That would be my top story if I had my laptop, but
and then we got, let's jump into the most boring segment in Bitcoin. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no other boring segment in Bitcoin. There's only one boring segment. And every week, Car is forced to cover this stupid segment. But Keyan says, this is for the Cowboys, Car. We do it for the Cowboys. And I'm like, you know what, Keyan? This is not fun for me. Most boring segment in Bitcoin. The Cowboy segment. Keyan, go for it.
I've from a prominent Bitcoiner, someone you respect and admire, they want me to implement cowboy mode on Stacker News where it filters out posts from anyone that isn't a cowboy. Hear that?
Me and Tony are leaving at that point.
Tony probably still is a cowboy. Ship. He's just sad about his streak.
No, even Oscar lost his cowboy hat.
That's the difference between you.
Or not Oscar. Even Kevin Rook lost his cowboy hat.
He didn't lose his cowboy hat, though.
Rook, show it next week if you still have it.
He's
show it if you still got it, Rook.
Listen to this podcast.
Of course he listens to this podcast.
He's got important things to do, like shovel snow in Canada. Anyway,
K-Rook, flash us the cowboy next week. Just flash us the cowboy hat.
Hockey or something.
All right, who's the top Cowboys this week?
Top Cowboys. It looks like it hasn't moved much. I think everything's in the exact same place.
Well, where's Ben at? Okay,
Ben's in seven. That's where he was.
He dropped
last week.
one. Did he lose?
You can't lose.
Did somebody Earthworm turn on his cowboy hat? Stackers, fact check this.
No, I think Earthworm was already there. I wasn't in second place last week, so. I think this is more or less the same top 10. I think Sats Cats might be a new entrant though. Getting to the top.
Cats, right here, down here.
Yeah, so he's moving up. I know T Nuts was
Elvis
there.
Mercury's
GMD.
Coming. I don't know. I still got my dark horse. Got Ben Carmen. You guys all just need to turn off your cowboy hats. Let Ben win. Come on. At this point, what are we doing here?
Well, would you call this a great segment if Ben was at the top?
If Ben was a top one, I would go from the most boring segment to Bitcoin to the most interesting segment in Bitcoin.
There you go.
There you go. Stackers, if you want.
I mean, if you want to really remove the segment, you know who you have to talk to is Super Testnet.
He loved the Cowboys?
I don't know. I don't think he likes it.
Yeah, so I think it's just like
this is his segment.
I think it's just like you and like Rook that likes the segment. I think that's it.
Well, and anyone who has a cowboy hat, which is pretty much everyone but you. So
yeah. All right. Let's jump into the comments. We got some comments from oh wow, we got a lot of comments. This one. Hey, it's my best friends from Vague. Got Gary. What's up, Stackers? Cheers.
What's up, Gary? What's up, Vague?
Vague says I have 50,000 sats stuck in pending transaction on Phoenix for like 2 weeks.
Should have used Liquid, dude.
Woo! We got Fetty as a company, Fedimint as a protocol.
My bad.
Oh, is that what you said?
I think I might.
They need to reach it, dude. I don't care anymore. I've had like
Fetty.
3 glasses of wine. Change the name from Fetty. I'm sorry. One of the worst names of all time. Keyan's so quiet. Car is right. It's number 1.
What's number 1?
I don't know. What if I told you they're lying about everything? Pretty much. Did Car just say he thinks that was
Pretty much. He thinks it was AI made animated videos.
3 wines in, Mike.
That the government had AI 20 years before everyone else, and they're making
this is Stacker News Live. No one watches this. No one watches this show. No one.
Except
just my sister. Just my sister.
Your sister, the Fed.
We got some comments on Fountain. Got Vake. He said, "I've got good and bad news, fellas. The bad news is that I'm incarcerated at a mental institution for
oh, that's right.
For allegedly being a danger to my community. The good news is I smuggled in my smartphone underneath the straitjacket, so I can still send you boosts." Keyan,
dude, Vake.
This is real. I'm not making this up.
I know Vake probably said that. I don't know if he's kidding, but there actually was a story that I shared about someone who hacked into Rockstar Games, and apparently he's like an autistic kid, part of a hacking ring, and hacked into Rockstar Games and got a bunch of videos, and they actually did like not incarcerate him, but it's the word where they put you in a mental institution. But they put him in a mental institution and holding him there because he's just such a brilliant hacker.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He hacked into Rockstar. He had hacked before, and he had gotten couldn't have a computer, and he used a Fire TV and his smartphone to hack into Rockstar Games.
Legend.
It's crazy. So Vake, that's you. Both respect and I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I can play this.
Sorry, your brilliance is not being put to good use.
We got bad career advice. Said trade meds for SATs, not medical or legal advice. This is from episode 98. And then Peas says, "Thank you, gentlemen." Hey, you're welcome. This is what we do it for. We do it for the stackers. Keyan, what are you doing this weekend?
What am I doing? I'm gonna try to get my computer figured out so I can code from home again.
Nice.
And then I guess I'm getting ready for Christmas. I still don't have a tree. Do you have a tree? No. Are you not going to get a tree?
No. What is that? Oh, you got it. Bring it over here. Bring it over here.
We could turn Stacker News Live into an unboxing.
Pleb Devs just dropped over Keyan's.
This is my Christmas present from Austin.
Wow.
Austin, I don't know if you guys
saw that nostr grant money.
Yeah, that's extremely generous. He bought me a new MacBook Air.
Wow.
Yeah. This is what happens. This is what happens in Austin when.
See, who's the real pleb here, stackers?
When Bitcoin's price.
Who's the real pleb here?
I mean, me and Austin have gotten really tight, and when Bitcoin's raging like this, people in Austin get really
YOLO. 43K. Look at that.
This is like going to be my backup laptop while I try to figure out how to repair it.
No, it's funny because he was all nervous and he's like, "Oh, what am I going to do? How am I going to code?" Like, dude, just get another computer.
Well, I'm
take the other one back, and then
it's my. I have to have a computer, so I can't. I'm not this savant kid who can.
I actually thought you were directly connected.
Wouldn't that be cool? Yeah. I would do it if it were possible. I'm waiting for Elon.
Yeah, that's cool.
Add it to Teslas.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to church this weekend. It's gonna be really good. We're gonna have Christmas carols, all that kind of stuff, and then Christmas Eve.
What's your favorite Christmas carol?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it's just gonna be a lot of fun. There's nothing more rewarding than seeing like all that stuff at church because they like go all out, bro. Go all out. So I can't wait. That's gonna be fun tomorrow.
It's like the best time to be religious.
Yeah.
Christmas, bro. I mean, if you had, if you viewed it that way.
Yeah. Any mic problems on yours?
Just start believing in God.
When baby Jesus is born.
Yeah, it's cool. It's the coolest religion gets.
Yeah. All right, Sackers, go out this weekend. Say Merry Christmas to each other, or Happy Hanukkah, or whatever you believe. And Kwanzaa. Yeah, there you go. And then also, I think this mic is like dying. We need to fix that.
My mic?
There it goes. Say
That's
something.
intentional.
Oh, there it goes.
I believe in that conspiracy theory.
And don't forget, drink some wine. Keyan.
Zap.